Hello, my Evers! Guys, it's been such a long time. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that we're back. What is end of August? You might see this in September. I don't even know what's going on. But we're back. I'm Lisedi. If it's the first time watching, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. We went on a hiatus, unannounced, unprovoked. But yeah, we're back now, I hope. I'm not alone today. I'm joined by the stunning lady next to me. Lima, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm nervous. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I haven't done this in such a long time.
If you are nervous, you'll make me nervous.
Okay, I'm joking. I'm not nervous.
I get easily nervous.
Really? Oh, okay. No, I'm joking. I'm actually not nervous. I was trying to make you feel okay.
Okay. Cool.
But man, if you're reading the description, we're talking somatology today. I think this is something that I thought I knew, and then I was like, okay, I don't even know what this is, and that's what Lima's here to do today, to explain that. Lima, before we get into that, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, I'm Lima Mazibuko.
Full names.
Okay, yeah, so I am a somatologist. I run a practice called Premier Aesthetics, and I do skincare treatments there. I also do body treatments, and yeah, I just am a mother. I am a sister.
Wait. A mother to what? like, I'm a mother to what? Lima, where?
To a 5-year-old, a very busy 5-year-old.
5-year-old?
Yeah, my very busy 5-year-old. She's 5 years. Yeah, so I basically juggle between motherhood, running a business, running another business, and trying to get into studying next year.
Lima's always studying, just by the way. Like, every time we meet, it's like, oh, Kangwala, oh, this, oh, that. I'm just like, oh. Lima, stop. No, don't stop. Okay, Lima. Speaking of studies, you're a somatologist. How did that journey begin? Take us back to the beginning, even high school. Like, what subjects did you take, and then what did you choose in varsity? Yeah.
Okay, so I did in high school physics, maths, geography, and biology, then the languages.
Yeah.
So I remember watching Top Billing a lot, because like my mom used to watch that a lot, and I would see like people going to a spa, getting treatments.
That's Top Billing.
I was just like, wow, that's very nice. You know, imagine like people then coming to me, you know, and me offering the treatments and stuff, you know. So then I just like looked up the career, and I thought, yeah, I could do this, you know. And I just thought, yeah, it's working with people, which I love doing. It's treating things, you know, like conditions, the body or the skin. So I was just like, yeah, I want to do that. So I applied. And
did you know what was called at the time?
Yeah, when I went and I checked like spas, and I checked there was just like a lot. It was good. They had like beauticians and beauty therapy schools, and I just saw UJ because I wanted to go to UJ. I was like, okay, I'm going to study somatology at UJ. Then I applied, got accepted, and went in.
Yeah. And what subjects did you need, or what did they look at to be accepted into that sort of program?
Yeah, so then it was maths, because there was no maths lit in my time.
So, what time? Oh my gosh, what time?
So 2000 and my first year was 2008. So there was no maths literacy then. There was just like maths.
Okay,
they looked at maths. They wanted biology, which is I think now life sciences, and physical science, which they still do require, and English. So then I applied, and then they obviously sorted out points and whatever, and I got in, and you get called for an interview just to make sure that you're sure that
you get called in for an interview, like for what
so you get accepted. You get accepted for that
like
you've been
acceptance,
and then they call you for an interview. So just to make sure you get called into the department. You get shown around so that you can see, and then they interview you just to make sure that you know what at least the basics are. What is waxing? What do you know about spa treatments, facials, stuff like that, and then they just after that you pass the interview. then after you get your matric
well,
results,
you hope to pass the interview. Like,
Yeah.
not all of us are like you, Lima.
Stop.
And then, like, then what subjects do you then do in varsity? Or do you pick from a handful? Or
No, you don't really get to pick. So the national diploma then was just like 3 years just to get your qualification. And it's a lot of modules. Like, it's a lot. I remember first year having like all these, like doing manicures, pedicures, makeup, waxing, massage, so body therapy, facial therapies. And just imagine that having the practical side of it.
So you do
and
practicals
then
in first
theory.
year already?
Yeah. So in first year, as you complete first year, you already know how to do all of those things. You already know how to do a Swedish full body massage. You already know how to do a basic facial, in fact, a facial.
Yeah.
You already know how to wax. You already know how to do manicures, pedicures, and then they outsource people to help us to do like to train us to do artificial nails because they didn't offer it as a course. They just outsourced a company to do that. So it's a lot of modules. You do biotics, you do nutrition, you do physics, you do chemistry, you do anatomy and physiology.
What? Are you like in classes with medical students?
Yeah, so health science. So somatology falls under the Faculty of Health Sciences.
Yes.
So then you had to do anatomy and physiology in first year. You had to do anatomy and physiology in second year. So it's like this intense studying and a lot of modules, and also the fact that it's a year course. So you don't do like it's just not a semester course where you do stuff like at the beginning of the year until June, and then you write exams, and then second semester you start something new, and then you write at the end of the year. So whatever you did, you write all of that stuff
at the end of the year
for each module. So it's like it was a lot of work, but then at the end of the first year, when you pass and go into second year, you are required to start working. You need to complete hours, and then you need to work at the clinic, the UJ clinic. You work with the chiros, you work with the optometrists, you work with the
chiros. Like, oh my gosh,
because there's chiro there. There's chiro at UJ. In fact,
is that why sometimes when they massage you, then they can like do stuff to your back, like you hear the cracking?
Yeah, those
they
click your back and stuff. So the health faculty in UJ then encompasses like somatology, optometrists, radiography students, podiatrists, homeopaths. So we're all under like one clinic where we all worked as students.
So you're working at the clinic.
You're working at the clinic, you are studying, and you also have to work outside to get those hours in for you to pass the second year.
So do they help you find the job, or?
Certain companies came through, Sobeys and like other companies, they came through and they wanted students to work part-time at the companies. But you can apply wherever you want.
Are you at least getting paid?
Yes.
Okay.
You are.
Because I know, I know we were taken advantage of as students. No, Let me not say that.
You're not getting paid a lot of money, but you're getting paid rates of like a part-time student.
Jeez,
therapist.
Man. So then after, so does this then require you afterwards? So you've done your whole 3 years. Is it recommended then to take like a postgrad or like a higher certificate or?
Yeah, so not really required.
Yeah.
It's your choice. You can take BTech. You can actually go and study like for postgrad. You can do BTech, or you can get to master's level because BTech's like honors.
Yeah.
And then masters, you can do even PhD. My then HOD at the time, she just about 2 years ago, she just obtained her PhD in somatology. So she's now Dr. Siyama.
What did she prove? Like, or you don't know?
I'm not sure what, because there's a lot of research that goes, especially like after, because even third year we do sort of like sort of introduction to research, third year, but then when you get to BTech, you actually do research, and then master's levels, it just gets intense, and then PhD, then it's just like,
Yes, I could never be me. Yeah. So now you've studied, you've gotten your qualification, and it's now in the working world. Where do you start? So do you just continue off like from the company that you worked with in second year, or like how does that look like?
Yeah, so now that you've completed, you can choose to carry on if the employer wants you to actually carry on working for them, because then it's a nice transition. Even with clients that are already obviously used to you now, you can now take on like a permanent position, or you can go on cruise ships. A lot of like therapists like to just go on because you're young at the time and you don't have a child, and you get to, then you used to get a lot of money at the cruise ships, and a lot of therapists then just took on that opportunity.
How much are we talking on cruise ships?
I'm not like quite sure, but there is an amount to get in. I think now it's like 30 grand to sort of like get in. And you come back with a lot of money, because people come back and they buy cars, cash, and
you get to travel everywhere. Is it still the same, like in terms of the appetite of people going to cruise ships? Like,
people are still very excited to go. You know, I know girls that even came back during COVID, during the lockdowns and stuff. They came back and then they went back again sometime early this year. People are still very much excited about that, because it's the aspect of traveling the world with the cruise, and just working with different people and gaining the experience, obviously, because there you sell a lot, and by the time you come back here, a lot of like places will want to employ you, because your skills to sell are just like on another level.
What are you selling?
Products. So if you decide to work, for instance, at Skin Renewal or whatever, or if you Premier Aesthetics, let me drop. We're
going to talk about Premier Aesthetics.
Okay. So because I've got like products that I use from like doctors in SA that I use in my practice, namely Lamel, Dermatologist, skin ingredients. So obviously, if you're treating a client and you can do whatever treatment that you're doing in clinic, you need to then recommend home care products. Okay. So then you are recommending cleansers, creams, serums, masks, whatever that you can. And if you are just there with sales, you can just like sell a lot. That client can end up paying like 7 grand. With the treatment.
But skin treatments are so expensive. Like, we're going to get there, like, between natural and artificial. But what was your expectation coming into the working world, and what was your reality as soon as you started working? And where did you start? Did you go on a cruise ship?
I didn't. I don't know why, actually. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think maybe it's the finance part of it. I'm not sure why I never like went. Because like right now I want to go out of SA.
What did SA do?
Just to travel. I love SA, guys. Despite the problems we have and the things and issues, I still love my country.
What's going to happen to your business if you leave?
That's just fine. The other thing.
Move with you, it's fine.
So I didn't go on the cruise ships. I started working. I worked for Sobe. I worked at like different spas. I then worked for Janine Skincare Clinic, Skin and Body Clinic. Then I started doing the stuff that really excited me.
Which was?
Which was aesthetics, which was treating skin like at a different level, more than just taking any products, just putting them on the skin and just pamper facial and then be gone, you know. Then I started treating skin, you know, and I started realizing like the importance of like home care, importance of ingredients, importance of like different skincare modalities, treatment modalities.
What is that?
So like different, if we're treating hyperpigmentation, we can do either a peel, or we can do microneedling, we can do IPL, laser, we can do a whole lot of things to treat hyperpigmentation. So just as I'm just using that as an example.
So I guess your reality and expectation were very similar, because you had already sort of gotten into working at second year.
But talking about that, when you start working, right, at that second year level, you're not ready for the big world. And I felt like expectation versus reality, your lectures don't really prepare you yes, you get told, guys, it's hectic out there, yeah, clients, get fussy ones. But as soon as, because like, okay, I started working, then it was like my first day at work, and I get to work, it's a Saturday. Okay, there you go, these are your clients, you're fully booked from like 9 to 4 p.m. And I checked, I'm like, there's no lunch, like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Your client's already waiting for you, you're doing a pedicure, you're doing a wax, you're doing massage, I'm like, really? So I felt like you're being thrown in literally in the deep end. And like there is no one to like hold your hand. There's no mom there. There's your lecturer is not there.
Yeah.
There is just nobody to say, okay, Lim, because like literally you get in, they like show you, this is your room. These are the stuff that you're going to be using. And yeah, that's your client that, yeah, get to work. You're like, oh my God. Like it was really overwhelming. But like the experience, it just teaches you to just work fast, first of all, and to just be very consistent, and also to just work. Hey, it's very fast paced, but also there's just no time to go out and just buy food. You either bring your food in, or you just like whatever that's there, you're just eating. And as a result, I cannot eat slow.
Oh, really? Even like now?
You and I can chill. We can order food right now.
Oh my God.
And you can take time eating your food. Like, I'll just eat, and I'm done. I'm just looking at you and like,
oh my word.
Because that's it. You just I just got used to that life of just like eating between treatments or eating during a mask. You leave the client there with a mask.
And then you quickly
nibble and just go in and finish off the treatment. And while she's paying there, the other one comes in, you go and fix up the room, get something to eat, get something to drink. That's just how it used to be. So
like it never occurred to me that there's so many like clients, because you go for like, if I'm like booked for a particular time at a massage, like I just assume they come to see me, you're done, because you're very polite all the time, right? It didn't occur to me that you actually don't have lunch sometimes. That is hectic.
Yeah, it's quite hectic actually. So, and remember at the time there weren't a lot of like
Somatologists or like rooms.
No, like maybe like skincare places, and there weren't like a lot of like beauty salons. So it's just there, like a few here and there.
Yeah.
So like you had a lot of clients coming into one place. So because when I started in Santon, and you can already imagine like Santon's like up there with like the most expensive sort of like treatments, the clientele, people who have money, and like when you start working, it's just like you have all these, and they're very fussy.
Yeah, I want to say, can you tell us like an experience of like one client, like your worst client experience or your worst day at work?
Worst day at work, when I started, because I was just like, when you just like, you just want to make sure that the treatment that you're doing is just done to perfection, and you just want to do your work exceptionally and whatever. So then I put wax on a client, and I pulled out the skin, and it ripped a bit off the skin. And the client was just like, oh my gosh, what have you done? And that time, I'm just like, I'm so new to this. Like, oh my God, this is my like first real client. And I'm just like,
did you cry? I don't cry.
No, I didn't cry. So shame. Then they called in like one of the older therapists.
Yes.
To just like finish off the treatment. But she also had to just like, don't worry, these things happen.
Yeah.
Calm down, just relax. Because it's quite intimidating. The clients are also quite intimidating. They get there, they're like, yeah, I'm ready for my wax. Why, like they just, so you just feel like,
because people
very
can be
small.
rude.
Yes, right. So, but things like that, they just make you a better therapist, because you just keep getting better and better and better all the time, just like with every treatment.
And your best experience? I mean, you can't have just the bad.
Yeah. Best experiences is where, like, I think,
do they happen more often?
Yeah, because especially because you're trying to make sure that you do the best, you do the very best, and when a person walks out, they're like so happy, they give compliments, they email head office and say, wow, that girl. Then you're like, yay, are you talking about me? you know. So yeah, those are like best.
Okay, man, that's cool. So I think you alluded to it in the beginning about the, when you found something you're really interested in, which was aesthetics. In somatology, like, are there different fields you can sort of get into, and what are those?
So because we do like a whole lot, right, within the course itself, so you can decide to just deal with nutrition and not be bothered by anything else.
Yeah, nutrition is like what you eat.
Yes.
Really, that's part of somatology.
Yes, we
it's
do.
Not like
we do nutrition.
Like you're everywhere.
Yeah. So we did nutrition from first year right up until like third year. So you're not really a nutritionist, but you can be a nutritional advisor.
Okay.
So you can sort of like help a person with like planning, they maybe planning like the way they eat and the food that they eat, advise on foods and stuff like that.
Because you are what you eat.
Yes, right? Yeah. And food affects a lot. Like it's just, you know, one day I just want to talk about what food actually just does to the body, to the skin, to like how it affects your weight loss, weight gain. Because sometimes I feel like people focus, especially people who are trying to lose weight, focus so much on like gym and what they do actively. It's a lot to do with what you eat.
Yep.
Because sometimes it's like you want to go and work out and have like time for gym, maybe like sort of 7 days or 5 days or 4 days a week or whatever, and come back and eat pizza, fries
from experience,
and all of that other stuff. But also it's just a whole lot of things. Some people you can eat, you can have a good diet and work out, exercise, whatever, and it's just something like a thyroid problem that you could be having. And as a somatologist, you are able to say that you could go and say that you can go and have it checked out, see if it's not a problem with the thyroid, because people who have like a sort of like an underactive thyroid, then you sort of
either really gain weight or really you can't gain weight at all.
You can't, you don't eat a lot, but you just seem to be gaining a lot of weight. You're very tired. You're just like...
we're going to have a side chat about that. I'm interested to know. But okay, so you can either get into nutrition,
I was just saying that you can do that. You can be like just a person who treats skin and just like be about aesthetics, or you can just like be the best spa therapist there is, because you are so passionate about like massage. You are into like manipulating the muscles and just giving the best massage. Or you can actually get into a career where you're just helping people with like gym. Training muscles and making sure that people are training the right muscles. Because oh
my word, Lima, it's no wonder you look the way you look. You know what to do. Like, teachers, like, honestly. Like, I'm listening to you now because I thought you'd probably work with a lot of dermatologists or those like, so do you? Or where do you then come in specifically, because you're into aesthetics?
We can work with a dermatologist, because dermatologists can have a practice and have a somatologist in the practice to do certain treatments, and the dermatologist can then do their procedures that a somatologist can't do, because dermatology is actually you study medicine, and then you specialize in dermatology. So that's intense, like studying, because you specialize in skin, nails, and hair to treat various conditions and treat skin diseases and all of that other stuff. So if
I've got like eczema or something along those lines, I'd first then have to go to like a dermatologist, or I can come to you, then you tell me.
Because for me, I do find instances where a person comes to me and I can see that this is basically not within my scope of practice. I then refer you to a dermatologist. So there are 2 dermatologists that I actually often refer my clients to, who come to me, and I feel like I really cannot deal with this. This is because as a somatologist or a therapist, you have to find that balance, and to be able to know when to treat and when not to treat, you know, because you can't always want to sort of say that, oh, I can do this and overpromise and do something that way, you know, that this is not your scope of practice.
Thank you for saying that, because these people, these ones in some salons, I'm not going to mention them, but let's say they're in Pretoria town.
Interesting.
I mean, it's big enough to not like pinpoint. But then how do you identify like a somatologist that's not taking you for a ride, or a beauty therapist, or somebody that's working with your skin that's not taking you for a ride? Because really somebody like, let's do a facial, let's do this, your nails, and...
You know, as a client who's coming into a place like that, I would say maybe do your research about the place that you're going to. Just find out who is doing the treatments, and just find out just get some background info on that person, to find out what they studied or what they actually specialize in, because people are actually doing things out there that they shouldn't be doing. They're treating skin conditions that they shouldn't be treating. They are using devices and things on people that they shouldn't be treating, you know. So there's always it's always just it's very strange how the industry has changed over the years, and I feel like there is less regulation when it comes to that, and there is nothing that's sort of put in place to say, you as a therapist, if you are found to be treating something like this and when you're not supposed to, we'll take your license, you'll never be able to practice, because there is nothing that's sort of like limiting like that. So people often feel like they can just do whatever.
And sometimes it feels that way, like you at these massage places and it's like, can't even breathe anymore. I've had those experiences. I was just like, what's going on? And then it's like, you know. So would you say then it's recommended that if you're trying to get into or want to become a somatologist, either go to, do you have like a specific school that you like? You can say UJ if you think UJ.
I would actually like to say UJ, because because I obviously studied there, but also I understand the way that we were taught stuff, and it was quite important for us to get that kind of education, because it just prepared us better for the world out there, and we are able to be very professional. But unfortunately, UJ doesn't offer somatology as an undergrad anymore.
Really?
Yeah, so they've phased the entire course out. So now you can get it at TUT.
Okay.
And you can also get it at Isaac Custons if you're here in Joburg. Isaac Custons is private, so it does get quite expensive. So TUT is still...
and other bursaries and those kind of things, how do people get a hold of bursaries, or do you know of any?
I wouldn't say specifically for somatology. There is like specific bursaries or companies that offer like bursaries, but I know that bursary portal, you can find something they don't really necessarily
like
for somatology, but they just have bursaries there. And then I know that then things like NSFAS obviously does fund at like university level, and as a customs I also think that they do fund as well for kids who don't have like a
enough
financial
or whatever
backup.
Or they can come and get Premier Aesthetics.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Premier Aesthetics.
Yeah.
How did that start? How did it come about? I see you lighting up when you talk about your baby.
Okay, so Premier Aesthetics, funny enough, because just previously my last employment was with a plastic surgeon. Then when...
A plastic surgeon? Don't just say that and then like move on. Like, what did you do there?
So I still did the same treatments that I do now. So aesthetics, I would join him in on some days at theater, just for him to show me what he's doing. I would see like the procedures. I would see him doing like the implants, inserting an implant there, a silicone implant, and I just thought, interesting.
I hate that. I'll be dying.
So I'd see him doing like liposuction. He's actually quite good. So I basically loved that. And then I just had to like move on. And then last year during lockdown, actually May to be exact, started Premier Aesthetics.
Guys, backstory, was I not on Instagram? Because like I know Lima from, I wouldn't say way back, like I met you maybe 3 years ago or something. I thought you were my age. Turns out you were not. I was like just suspecting you because I thought we were peers. But I remember I never knew that you were a somatologist at the time, and you're just like a great makeup artist. And then during lockdown, you kept. I remember before lockdown or COVID happened, you were like, saying, I'm going to start something. Like you just said it in jail, and because you're like so calm, I thought, oh, okay, you know, guys. Okay, I was going to say something, but I guess I can say, I was like, balls deep within lockdown. Giovanna, Instagram, following, Premium Aesthetics, Lima, pictures. I'm like, what? Blown away. So, starting a business in lockdown.
It was, because I had actually started, I planned just before lockdown, actually November of 2019. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do this. I want to do this now. And then lockdown happened, COVID happened. And then, you know, I was like, oh, well, COVID's out there in the world, South Africa. And then there was just stuff about like, yeah, black people aren't getting like COVID. It's like,
I remember, like it's just like flu.
So I was just like, yeah, well, it's never going to affect us, you know. Like, look at where we are now. So, so then beginning of 2020, I was ready. I was like, okay, yeah, we're doing this. Feb. Then I was looking for a place because I wanted like a place within like a medical center where there's going to be doctors and stuff where I could easily refer. And if there's something that I don't want to like be doing, I can just say, go to the doctor and do that. So then that was me looking for a place like from Jan, Feb, found a place in March, lockdown. Cyril said, well,
about that.
Well, so so lockdown, I was just like, okay, so what do I do now? You know, I had to like.
Had you quit your job with the surgeon at the time?
Yeah. I was already done with that. So so then I had to like sit and just decide and like think, okay, so what is going to happen now, you know? Because then we were just thinking, okay, we're only just going to be in lockdown for 21 days. Then COVID was like, oh, really?
How many days have you been locked down again? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what level we're at. What's going on?
I can't believe we're still in lockdown, by the way. Dude. Yeah, so, then I had to like take a step back and just like replan and just like reorganize myself. And because I already agreed with the medical center to say that I want to start, sign the lease and whatever. So I had to go back to them and say, guys, listen, people in my industry are not allowed to work like
at all. You're touching people like COVID for real.
So I was just like, okay, cool. Then April came, then May, then started seeing, April, towards the end of April, started seeing doctors doing treatments and still doing like the same things that I'm doing. And I'm like, what am I waiting for actually?
Yeah.
So then I could like start doing treatments because I'm not at a beauty salon or somewhere in at a spa, in a spa environment. Then I was like within a medical center, then I could start working in May. Then
you just I can't even say how has COVID affected your business, because literally you started within COVID. It's probably the best way to start.
Yeah, it was very scary because I was like, are people even gonna come? Am I sure I want to do this? Then I started marketing, putting it out there, guys. There's a practice, it's already up and running, guys, please book and stuff.
Dude.
Then it started quite slow, I must say.
Naturally, because we're also afraid. Because I remember I said, Lima, I'm coming. Then that happened, and I went dead quiet.
Yes. So like, but people were very excited. Yeah, Lima, we're coming. Then people started booking. And then, then I started like ordering products and just like delivering to people. Because then that we could start doing. And then it was, then people could see that difference that they were seeing with just the products. Then they started booking treatments to come in. So then it was just, it just kept on doing this with the easing and tightening of restrictions. It just kept on doing that. And then I just also realized, I was telling somebody recently that every time the president announces tighter and stricter restrictions on this whatever levels of lockdowns, people's psychologically they think, oh, we need to stay at home now.
Yeah.
Because then people are like, Lima, I'm so scared to go out. Then there was just like riots and looting and whatever. Lima, it's hectic, please can you come to my house? And I'm like, but then guys, if you're so scared to go out there, aren't you worried that I'm bringing that COVID to you? I mean,
no, Lima, let us live in our bubble that you only service me, okay?
Right? So then I have no problem with that. I actually go to people's houses because I mean, I already started doing that with makeup, so I saw no problem with doing that.
Yeah.
Then I could, I go to a person's house and I do their treatment, and that's that. And I do that.
Lima.
And as soon as the president says, okay, we're back to like more relaxed vibes and whatever, then they, I'm coming.
And that time, COVID is still around.
Yes, I'm like, did COVID say?
Okay, go free, go play.
Go now,
go
be out there now. So, but I understand. It's really, I also feel like there is no time to judge anybody during this time. Because people, we are going through so much as people.
There's a lot going
just on. Like people are losing jobs and people just going through so much. People's families have died, and it's just like, so when a person says, okay, I can come, no, I can't, it's just like you always have to just be very understanding, sympathetic, and just like be.
I was also something that we're gonna have PTSD or something after this. It's a lot. But anyway, like, so I read a quote or like a tweet saying, whatever's going on in your life, it's not you, it's 2021.
Yeah.
And it really is.
Yeah.
Oh man, really I'm very proud of you for starting something during COVID and like look at you now, like really. So with the aspiring people that want to be somatologists or follow in your footsteps, what closing message would you want to say to them?
Okay. So first of all, have the passion. Because more than anything, it's so, for me, I didn't, because some people, actually people that I studied with chose somatology because other courses were full, or they thought, oh, something in health sciences faculty, oh, this is nice, maybe I could work in a hospital or whatever.
Yes.
And when they got there, like, it was totally different, but they still got accepted, they still passed interviews, and they then went and studied, but then realized that actually this is not for me. So I would say passion is very important, because like, I've still got the passion. I've really got the passion, because even when I had stopped doing, like, even when I had stopped working, doing skin treatments and stuff like that, I was just doing strictly makeup. I was still passionate about it, and I was still very passionate about treating skin. Then I would still like advise people on like products. People could still call me and say, Lima, so I want to get a product like this, what do you think, and whatever. Then I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it, because the passion never dies. I feel so. If you're really with any career, I feel like if you don't have the passion, it could be the most highest paying job, but if the passion is not there, you're just always gonna wake up and think that, am I doing this again? Another day, hate this and whatever. So you're just doing it for the guap, and it's just not cool.
There's nothing wrong with the guap. It doesn't take it too far though. But Lima, thank you so much for being on the show today. And like, I feel like I've learned a lot. Like, I even feel like I've like I literally just thought it was skin. But we're back, guys. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna have Lima again to talk about something else. You'll see. But anyways, we out.
Thank you.